an interview with Mark Rawlinson, the official maker of the Workington Uppies Downies Ball. I'm going to ask a series of questions, as there's been many people who want to know about the unique game. First of all, can you state the different theories of the game's origin, and also the one you personally believe?
Well, the game has got many different ideas. Some people say it started from Saxon's heads. Some people say it originated from France, from the soul. My personal theory is it's a kind of folk art where every town had traditional games and a lot of them have died out, which we are lucky on the West Cumbrian coast that we have our game still surviving. I also believe there was games in London, Keswick in the Lake District, games like Chester-Lee Street which have now finished, and the three surviving games which are well known, Kirkwall in the Orkney Islands and Ashbourne in Derbyshire. These are three of the main events that are left out of the whole country.
Why do you think our game has survived so long?
I believe that our game has survived for so long is because we're on the West Cumbrian coast, a place that for many years during the 60s and 70s was unheard of. And because of the location that we're in, it has survived by chance. If we were in London or somewhere in a big city, which I do believe there was these folk games, especially played on events like Shrove Tuesday and Easter, Christmas, our game wouldn't have survived.
What defines an uppie from a downie?
Well, in this town, a lot of people define that by the place of birth. For instance, years ago, if you were born in the bottom end of the town, where there was once the Martian Quay, which is a sea village, right on the coast of Workington, and then a place where I was born in Northside, and the bottom end of the town, you were down. If you were from the upper end of the town, in the top end of the town, you were classed as up. Also, theory goes, and history says, the miners and the dockers, which the dockers prove the bottom end of the town. If you were a docker, you played down. If you were a miner, you played up.
Where, what dates and time is the ball thrown off?
The ball, say 150 years ago, was thrown off at 4 o'clock, and in the series of 3 games now was the Easter Tuesday game, where there was only 1 game. And what happened was that eventually they had an apprentice game, which was introduced, I believe, in 1860 or 65. So they had this Good Friday game, which was an apprentice game again of boys, no girls of course. And of course then you got 1-1. And then what happened is, once you get to 1-1, you have to have the decider. So then the Easter Saturday, which I'm not sure of the date, was also introduced. So then you had a series of 3. During that time, the game, I can't give a specific date, the clock was put forward and the traditional time now is 6:30.
Is there any rules to the game?
There isn't any rules to the game. The game is well over from George III period, 1760. And as far as I know, there is no rules. The only rules you could conduct to the game, through the players themselves, have come to an agreement over years when the car was introduced, and the motorbike, and one thing and another, is they've kind of come to a mutual agreement that these vehicles and objects won't be used within the game. That would be classed as kind of cheating. But there again, if it happened, there still is no rules.
Where do the Uppies hail the ball?
The Uppies hail the ball in the traditional place of Kerwin Hall. The hall exists at the top end of the town. Years and years ago, they say a man that threw the ball over the hall wall, the ball was classed as hook. Yet again, in games gone by, there's been mention of people still fighting beyond the wall.
Can you tell me where the Downies hail the ball?
The Downies hail the ball on the traditional place where the capstan once stood, which was a large piece of cast iron, which was a capstan, set upon a mound of rocks, bricks, which still stands today. The capstan unfortunately is now gone, but still in that same place, over 350 years, the ball is still hailed in that traditional place.
How is the ball hailed, and does the hailer get to keep the ball?
The ball is hailed when the guy gets the ball and gets either to the castle or gets to the capstan. It is then through in the air 3 times. Many times with the crowd shouting, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray. The prize itself is the ball.
What is the longest game that you can recall?
I recall a game in the 80s where a ball was played for and wasn't hailed till well over after 1:15 in the morning of the next day, and the game still went on.
How many people usually get involved, and how many spectate, approximately?
Approximately, I'd say in the game of today there's an average of a crowd on a good day of 500 people. The actual people that are involved in the game, I think will be 100 to 150.
What is a ball made from, and how long does a ball take to make?
A ball is constructed of 4 pieces of leather like this ball in my hands, which is made of 2.5mm bridle leather and consists of calfskin beading, which is then sewed inside out of the ball and then is stuffed in a traditional way through the mouth of the ball, which this part consists, with wool flock, and has done probably since the 1930s or late 30s. Before that, the ball was stuffed with horsehair. If you can imagine a town like Workington with no cars, people had horses. It was the main thing of travel and everything. Work horses, shire horses. And the ball roughly takes 30 hours to construct and stuff, which in my book is about a week.